Alright, but now I don't know where that first stream went, but this should be good. Alright, yes! As nobody puts it, yay, streaming time. Greetings ladies and lads, and welcome back to the first painting stream of 2026. I did take my time to get all of this in order, but should be good now. Rice says, technical difficulties? Yes, indeed. I don't know why this isn't put into the chat box of YouTube, but I'm not gonna complain, because that means the chat box of Stream Labs works. Alright. Whoop whoop indeed. Alright, hang on, let me get my windows in order and then I'll do the proper intro. Alright. Greetings ladies and lads, and welcome to the first painting stream of today. I wanna get back into streaming, guns a-blazing, and just for that occasion I have brought with me a wonderful artillery piece for Warhammer the Old World, aka when I bought this puppy from Warhammer Fantasy, as it was called back in the day. What was going on for a moment there? Yikes. Oh? Anything weird going on? I surely hope not so. Yeah, I didn't know where that first stream went. I started streaming like 3 minutes ago and it was like, huh, he's not connecting to YouTube. I did have the wrong stream key, so I don't know if that was my second channel that started to stream for a second. Well, I guess we'll never know. Anyway, things seem stable for the stream now. Bingo. Alright, so I've still got it. Alright guys, well, how's y'all doing? I'm doing rather fine. I want to apologize for the delay. We wanted to stream on Tuesday, but as I, told everybody in the Discord, I did have something pop up that I had to take care of first. So, first of all, that's all. Alright, I'm completely fine. It was nothing drastic nor particularly dramatic, but I, of course couldn't ignore it. That's all I'll give you for now. Live stuff. Oh yeah, it is. It is. Definitely for some people more than others. And again, it is nothing crazy on my end, so I'm completely fine. But again, had to take care of something. Alright, today I want to start this stream not with the miniature, but actually with a package that has been sent to me. A nice Tischleuchte, a nice table lamp looking like a mushroom. For all of my Fallout fans, you know what that would look like, though I'm pretty sure there's not a table lamp in there. Is it going to be a great miniature? Is it going to be refined anthrax? We're going to know in a minute. And I actually have another package that I would like to open, that I ordered for myself. And I was like, okay, you know what, why not open that on stream as well? Make my own hype all the more crazy, whatever. There's no excuse. Well, alright. So, I want to get to that first. First of all, opening a package that a certain someone sent to me. That certain somebox is in this stream right now. Bryce says, by the way, can a letter be sent to the PO box? Is the PO box available for other countries to send? A note to the first part, yes to the second part. I did have a special post box, and I still have it right now. I'm about to end that subscription though, because I never made that address public, because I was like, okay, who really wants to send me a letter? If you want to do though, I'll put the address into the Discord once I know it myself again as well. But yes, the PO box as in of itself is available for other countries to send to. I think the only thing you have to change is probably just add Germany as the, to the address location. Life of a Hobbyist is wrought with peril. Oh yeah. And mine might be wrought again with weaponized anthrax or ricin or whatever. Depending on what will be in this box. Alright, I'm gonna try to open it without showing YouTube the address of the sender. As you all know, I do have a history of doxing, though that usually is confined to the realm of Discord. So a simple envelope can't go into the PO box? No. Ain't that funny? Ain't that funny? And you would think. So the thing is, because so the PO box that I've got actually is like open to the public, so everybody can send stuff in there, and I just have, you know, if there's a package for me, then that package gets put into its own, you know, box basically. I do have my own private PO box at a center a lot closer to me. However, that PO box can only accept letters. Why? Why are you like this, DHL? I don't know. That's just completely weird. Things like I'll have to do some research. Yes, I think so too. Rice, I think you'll have to just hit up the internet, the website for DHL or Deutsche Post is not the best in the world. As I said, I can't seem to close my subscription for the PO box. I just have to go there and hope that somebody can help me IRL. Best of luck, man. The age of automation, funny, huh? Yeah. Again, it feels like such a scam that you can open a PO box for yourself and not have letters be sent to that PO box. Like, what is that? And again, the other service took me like a year to get. Oh, what is this? Hang on. I don't know if you can read that. Kinda. Paint me like a celestial spear, please. And then send back. What are you? Is this a Forge World miniature? I didn't know I'm getting this. Didn't know I was going to be sent this. What? Oh, yo! What are you? This is the Terminator. Nah, man, just had that bag left over. I was gonna say, I was like, as soon as I had the sprue in my hand, I was like, wow, this is different quality than usually for Games Workshop. But yeah, okay. Whoa. Okay, that's no Forge World Mini, alright. But still, what? Yeah, Forge World Minis are resin, that's what I thought. I was like, dang, the quality of resin has improved dramatically. Go further into the box for the Forge World toy? Oh yeah, man. But for those, for right now, I just have to edge you on that. I'm sorry. This is a certain character. This is a Terminator. Hang on. I'll show you. Ooh, what's going on? Oh yeah, of course. Oh, hang on. There we go. All right. Who is this? This looks like a delicious miniature. What the fuck? Alright. Crucius Terminator spotted. It's from Space Marine Heroes line, Season 2, I believe. Oh, really? Interesting. Dang. There's a lot more quality to be found here than I thought. Isn't that just a Heroes line Terminator? What do you mean just? That's fucking cool. But yeah, no, I get what you mean. Alright, okay, this is a what is that? Not an assault Terminator, not a regular range Terminator. Did you watch the videos I sent you? That depends if you sent me more than the ones that you sent me right this very second. Either way, no. I'm sorry, I've just got so much to do right now. It's basically the last line of old school Space Marine Terminators before Primaris came out. That's so interesting. Okay, so this is a Space Marine Hero Terminator. Yo. Alright, and a face to go with it as well. Alright. Well. In any case, thank you very much for providing me with more content for another video. Assault loadout. Or a helmet. Hang on, there's a helmeted option. Oh yeah! Alright. Do you want the helmet, or would you rather have me paint the face? Because I'm not that good with faces. I think this so far is like One of the better faces that I've painted. Painter's choice? Alright, then I'll try the face. Why not? Why not? Then I'll make this guy also have a special, what do you call it, cameo in another video that I've planned. But I won't talk about that too much right now. Alright, so a nice Terminator, an Assault Terminator for the Primaris line. Not from the Primaris line, from the Classic line. Alright. Oh wow, nice with the battle damage on the shoulder plate. Are you kidding me? This is pretty decent. I didn't expect the Heroes line to actually be that good. I think the reason I never really liked the Heroes line is because they were all painted in the Ultramarine color scheme. I think it would have been a lot better in terms of marketing if they would have just painted them in, you know, different color schemes, maybe even successor chapters, so people would actually see like, oh, these are actual, you know, interesting characters and heroes, and not just, you know, additional Ultramarines. Fair enough, just send a PM if there's anything more. I also sent a huge explanation to the Brotherhood of Steel that maybe is useful. Yes, I read that one. Sorry for not reacting to that, but I actually read that one. I watched my own video together with my friends to just show them what I did. And, you know, have their opinion on it. And the Fallout fans in there were actually happy with how I showed, you know, or rather described the Brotherhood of Steel. So I was already happy with that, but yeah, your explanation is quite nice. Yeah, thank you. Season 2 was supposed to be Blood Angels, so it's red. Oh, okay. Well, at least that. I only really followed the first line and then never really checked in on them again because, yeah, I just really never cared about the hero line. I just thought it was like a little bit of a lazy cash grab. But yeah, paint me like a Celestial Spear place and then send back. This is so cool. Thank you very much. There's no Blood Angel iconography though. I don't actually mind it that much, because that just means that you can just still paint them however you like, right? What kind of Fallout fans? A very lore-driven, you know, mod-heavy, not those kind of mods, but still mod-heavy Fallout fan. And he also knows everything there is to know about Fallout, so... You know, when he was happy with the description that I gave of the Brotherhood of Steel, I was like, oh, whew. Okay. Alright, I'm starting to ramble on again, but now comes the fun part. Alright. Finally, he's here. Hang on, can I do this without? Yes. Okay, I'm actually rather... This is so sketchy. Ooh. Simply because this is another resin Mitch, I think. Kinda giddy, not gonna lie. Oh yeah. I'm so happy to open this guy. The base. Based. Hilarious, you're talking about Fallout as I'm playing New Vegas again. Oh, nice. I'm actually looking rather forward to the what's it called? To the remastered version of Fallout, because I would love to play the older Fallout games, 3 and New Vegas, but I won't spend like I don't, you know, I'm not that crazy to play them and do all of the prep work that you have to do to have it run on a normal machine. Fallout 1 and 2, brother? Yeah? Alright, I would like to play those as well. Maybe one day on the gaming channel. Plastic part plastic, part resin? Yeah, that's what I thought, right? Interesting. So we've already got a great base with a part of a rhino on there. Classic Fallout fans, go! Alright. Fallout isn't Fallout, mate? But that's another topic. Yeah, no, I get that. Yeah. Guys. Yeah! This is actually very good quality. What the heck is going on? Is this Forge World resin? Dang! Or is this plastic? Because there's definitely like a distinction going on here with the chains in terms of like the kind of plastic that's going on here. But yeah, let me switch to the painting stream again. The top is plastic from the Khorne Lord of Skulls. Alright, okay. That makes sense. Lord of Skulls, not precisely, but very closely adjacent to the Lord of Skulls. Look at this beauty. I wonder how many people are coming into this stream right now expecting to see an artillery cannon for, you know, Empire, for the Empire for Warhammer Fantasy, and see this puppy instead. So yeah, the Empire made some slight modifications to their Hellblaster volley gun. They mounted it on a little bit of a bigger carapace now. Yes, this is the one with legs. Bingo. Yes, it is. Oh, hell yeah. This guy is actually a lot nicer molded than I thought. A lot more... Of course, you know, the nightmare of any Chaos player, all of the trims, you know. But, actually very nicely done. A very cool miniature. I like a lot of skulls always, and I distinctly remember my first... hang on. I distinctly remember my first time being in a Games Workshop store, and, you know, looking just around, and there one guy stormed into the store, like with purpose, you know? And he waltzed into there, had a look around, turned a sharp 90 degrees, walked to the specific aisle that he wanted to go to, grabbed from the bottom shelf the Lord of Skulls, like that. I mean, back in the day, I think he was like 90 euros or already over 100 euros, you know? Turned 180 degrees sharp, like a soldier during a parade, walked to the cashier, to the Games Workshop clerk, slammed it on the counter and said, "This. I need this right now." Paid with it, with his, like, debit card, turned around right after he purchased the thing, walked out of the store without saying another word. That was like one of my first experience in a Games Workshop store, and I was like, dang. This is, yeah, dedication. That man was on a mission. Kite and Demon Engine. The trim is your problem now? Yeah. Bro was saving and that day was his day. Yeah, I feel like that guy just lost a game against one of his mates. And he was like, dang, I'm making sure I never lose again. Went straight to the big guns. The Real Inquisitor says, sadly I don't have time to watch the stream. Got exams soon. Have it run mute for in the background for the watch time though. No, that's so nice. Thank you very much. Yeah, my girlfriend has exams too. So yeah, I know the feeling. Revenge is the Khorne way. Oh yeah. Alright, the top half of the Kite and Demon Engine. So we have the base, we have the top part. But now, of course, what about the bottom part? Busy packing this Greynights commission up? Sad to see them leave? Yeah, I know the feeling, trust me. But hey, hopefully money is coming in, right? The chains with the skulls on the back are resin as well? Bingo, that's what I thought, okay. Oh. Hell yeah. Dang. Wow. For such a muscle-heavy army, the Kite and Demon Engine kinda did skip leg day, didn't it? Wow, look at these scrawny legs. But very nicely done as well. Though, this is definitely more the quality that I would expect of a Forge World miniature, you know? You can really see what you're getting how you're getting your money's worth, right? Dang. Though actually not half as bad as I thought it would be. Pretty nice. Here's my finger on one of those spikes as well. Oh yeah? Dang, okay. Bro's having the same reaction I had when I got my first plastic Leviathan Dreadnought. Oh yeah? Are they that scrawny? Dang, though nice edges over here. That's actually kinda crazy. Okay, there is some nice molding going on over here. I very much appreciate that this guy is already fully built, so I can move straight to painting. He is washed, right? Or do I have to give him a bath of soap water before painting him? It fits together real easily. Alright. Also very cool to see that this, you know, leg is actually somewhat movable. Resin is good material, just needs good molds. Alright, okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Now can go right ahead. Bingo, that's so cool. Okay. So, but of course we are still missing some parts. And those will probably be in the bottom of the bag. Alright. Let's have a look. Yes, in the box. Yes. Okay. Ooh, that's actually very nicely molded thin piece right there. Alright. So hang on. So down here, we've got 2 knobs there, 2 indents over there. So this fits just like this, a lot better than I thought. Bingo. Perfect. Okay. Okay, that's quite good. Now we're only missing a foot. And that should be in here, right? Yes. Yes. Okay, bingo. Easy. Whoop. Alright. There we go. Complete Lord of Skulls. Let me see if I can make him stand up. So hang on. Okay, bingo. Yes. Yes. Hey Vash, how you doing? I'm just unpacking some fan mail right here. Got a nice chitin demon. Wow. Yeah, you're right. He fits together really nicely. Holy shit. Are you kidding? Woo. Hang on. Let me switch to the face cam again. I'll try to put him together just for, you know, to show him off quickly. Okay. Okay. Here we go. Look at this. He has like, he's about the size of, I don't know, small rabbit. This guy's nuts. What? Yeah, there we go. The guy I bought it off though made a mistake and put the pelvis on the wrong way around. Pelvis. Ah, yeah. Yeah, I think I can. I think I see that. Yeah. Oh. I mean, it's not that big of a deal, is it? Alright. That's a chunky evil monkey. Funny how that message wouldn't have reached me if I hadn't looked at the chat box in the stream. So, YouTube Automod is doing automodding things again, but it can't, you know, stop us from having a look at this insanely cool miniature. Thank you very, very much to entrusting me with this guy. I suggest to put the 2 halves together with 2-part epoxy if you have it. I don't have that, and I'm also maybe thinking of leaving him detached, if only for, you know, logistical reasons, as I'm sending him back to you. Though, you know, this miniature is actually a lot more stable than I thought. I mean, as you can see here, he's like standing upright on his own already. So, maybe I can just glue him together and then send him back to you. Maybe. I think I'll have to just have a look at how I'll do it. If I'm like, if I'm getting the sense that the glues that I have at my disposal are not enough, then maybe I would just, you know, paint both halves, only glue on the small parts, and send him back to you in 2 parts, so you can have like the assembly. Maybe. But yeah. This is so cool. This is so surreal to have him on my desk after all these years, right? You've been waiting to send this guy to me for like, what, 1.5 years now? Sorry that it took so long for me to set everything up, but having him on my desk right now is actually insane. And I also, you know, to get done with painting a little bit quicker, I have actually finally gotten a nice air compressor with tank for my airbrush that my friend JD gifted me like a couple of years ago already. So I'm also very intrigued to get done with this guy. Like get started with this guy to paint your demon engine. Hopefully a lot quicker than I usually would be able to. An iWater? Oh yeah, maybe. I don't know. Yeah. Thank you very much. And also thank you very much for this guy. I'm very, you know, I'm very hyped to paint this guy up as well. Maybe on stream, maybe in a video, I don't know. But that is really, really cool. I think on video though. On stream, I mean. Alright, okay. So far for the fan mail. The first actual Brink of Art fan submission. The first Brink of Army submission, if you like. Love to help. Hey man. I'm sure this guy will make for a great project. I hope I don't have to keep you waiting for too much longer. Though, you know, it is the year of my university diploma. So, I don't know how quick I can get to him. But he is, of course, very high on my list of painting priorities. Okay, and now for the second box. First subscriber, first fan mails, lots of firsts. Oh yeah. You're my first subscriber? Can't be. First member, you mean, maybe, right? I actually don't know who my first member... Oh, no, that would be my girlfriend. There we go. Yeah, member. Oh, okay. I mean, hey, lots of firsts indeed. Indeed. Very, very cool. But now I have something equally as cool. Or rather, I hope, maybe not equally as cool, but a little bit of Games Workshop history right here. Got this puppy off eBay. Oh yeah. Alright, hang on. Can I just pull it out nicely? Oh yeah. Imperial insignia. Oh, let's go. How have I waited for this book? Matt from Pressbook says it's a book. It is indeed. All right, hang on. Let me move over to the painting stream and organize my things here a little bit. So for Matt, who's just been here a second ago, I've unpacked Nobody's insanely huge Kayatin Demon Engine. So that's gonna be a project that will visit us a couple of times again. I see, holy crap, I've never seen that, I want one. That was pretty much the same reaction that I had. When I saw that book, I was like, holy shit, I've been in the hobby for 12 years now. I'm also like rather well versed with, you know, books that are not that common. And this puppy just really screamed my name. Insignium Astartes, the uniforms and regalia of the Space Marines. Now that, when I saw that, I was like, holy shit, I gotta have that one. And I came, like, I got it surprisingly cheap as well. Dude, I'll send you my Imperial Armor books if you want rare stuff. No, that's not what I meant. But look at this. Hell yeah. Oh man, I can't even show this stuff. Hang on, maybe the face cam would be better. Hang on. Of course it is mirrored. Hang on, maybe I can. Hang on. Transform, I think. There should be a transform. Flip horizontal. Yes. Sorry, a little bit cursed, but at least now we can read this stuff. This incredibly detailed sourcebook is the most comprehensive account to date of the colors and insignia of the Codex chapters, including unit markings, chapter organization, vehicle markings, and special troop types. Taking the Ultramarines chapter as its prime example, fair enough, Insignium Astartes closely examines the elite super warriors known as Space Marines and explains the significance, history, and complexities of their incredible heraldic costumes, making this book a must for anyone with interest. Well, I don't know. If that's true, damn, back in the day, 15 pounds. 15 small ones. Is that OGGW? I think so, yes. Bingo, there we go. There we go. OGGW. It's very weird to have this thing mirrored. Oh, hell yeah. Maybe I should do it like this, right? Is this maybe good? Why is it so difficult? Hell, I've never seen that. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, baby. Look at this. Now I never have to guess again which type of Marine I see in front of me. Oh, yeah. Wow, okay. This is what I was after. Some proper, you know, lore explanation for every single fucking decal that I've got on my decal slate when painting Space Marines. Oh yeah. I am yo. Is that all Ultras and Successors? Good question. I'll have a look, I have a closer look at the last chapters after this. But yeah, these are definitely all the Ultramarines. And I am actually thinking, because this book has never, you know, I've never seen that book. I've never seen it like shown anywhere or anything. But I think that's actually like some cool stuff here. I'm so envious right now. Well, I'm actually, you know, the Kislev book that I got, I was like, well, okay, should I really go over these? Over the individual pages and show that off. Gonna be from before 2014. Hang on, let me look. It is from printed in the UK. Alright, alright. Printed in the UK. Do I get any more than that? It is from 2002. You need a book to tell you what they mean? I just know them from the top of my head. Oh, hell yeah. No, that's of course the right way to do it. Dang, look at this. That's a proper way to start an Imperial Heraldry book. That's probably a Forge World exclusive. That might explain it. Though I do not see any Forge World... Yo. Though I do not see any Forge World, like, insignia, right? 2002? Damn, 1 year older than me. Oh yeah, that's true. Okay. Okay, that is actually crazy. Wow, okay, it is actually really in-depth. So, I think... So, this is like nothing too crazy, I think. At least not like this page, for example. So they're really going over some general stuff as well, it seems. So this is nothing that we, for example, couldn't figure out by watching this one Invicta video, I think, where they go over the true size of a Space Marine chapter. But I feel like there are some tidbits here and there that I wouldn't have, like, that I couldn't get otherwise. I mean, come on, this is insane. Every single, like, decal on a shoulder plate explained. Like, this is crazy. And I'm going to gobble that shit up as much as I can. And I'm really thinking of, I'm like, this book isn't sold anymore. Games Workshop doesn't have anything, like, compared to this. So I'm actually thinking of maybe actually scanning each individual page and just, you know, together with a video, just upload it in a digital form. For free, of course. Because again, I think that should be fine. That's the kind of stuff GW doesn't want to do anymore. That's a shame too. Oh yeah, it is a shame. But yeah, there's actually some crazy stuff. I don't want to go through each individual page. I just want to show this because I'm actually, like, as unhealthy as it sounds, I am quite proud of catching that one from eBay. Dropping a quick hello there from work. Hope you have a nice session. Thanks, Alunas. So far, we haven't started. We are already 34 minutes in, and we have just finished opening the fan mail, but yeah. Commissioner's packed. Now I can sit back, listen to the stream, enjoy my ice cream, play some Fallout New Vegas. Hell yeah, Rice. That's the life. You could do a history segment on your channel. Was planning it myself a few years ago. Never had the balls though. Yeah. I actually wanted to go more into like certain stuff because I also have the collector's box for Warhammer Age of Reckoning. You know, that old RPG, if you remember that one. And I wanted to go over that maybe as well. There is so much stuff that I would love to get into, and I just hadn't had the chance. But like this is like the true like one of a kind of thing. Yeah, the MMO bingo. This is like, I don't. This is not me flexing. This is just me being like excited to show this stuff off. And of course, I will make sure to quickly show, you know, try and get you some insight into this book as well. More time? No, Imperial Insignia. Insignium Astartes. So like, fanboying, though in a good way. Hell yeah, definitely. Just really excited. Alright, let me transform this back. Alright, this looks much more. This looks much better. Alright, Matt is also here. Bingo. Okay. Whew! That was an exciting segment. I've been looking forward to this for like a couple of years. Your excitement and enthusiasm is refreshing, to be honest. Thanks, that's great to hear. I've been really excited to unpack these two boxes, too, not gonna lie. So yeah. Thanks again to Nobody for placing his trust in me with this Kayaten Demon engine. I'm really looking forward to painting this guy. And yeah, if there's anything in particular that you would like to have me do with this guy, feel free to say it. If not, I'll try to make it as cool as I possibly can. Matt says, I almost won a tournament last weekend of Old World. Ooh, dang. You just let the opponents win, be honest. Well, maybe he would have won if he had packed one of these bad boys. The Imperial Grand Cannon, the absolute nightmare for me as a High Elven player. Especially because 3 of my friends played the Imperium, or rather 2 of my friends and my little brother. Yeah, so this guy definitely like the Empire always outgunned me, as well as the dwarves. So yeah, metal model? No, this is plastic. It's not that old. Nah, I've lost my cannons thanks to Malekith, that pesky pointy ear. Dang, ooh, that's unfortunate. We once had like a game to decide who's the best Imperium player, and we had like 2 of our guys fight one another in like a very cool city battle that I created. And one Imperial player had like all of his cannons drop like the most precise shots that you've ever seen. And the other guy had both of his cannons like blew up in the first round. So yeah, Sigma was definitely with one of those guys. Not too versed with Warhammer Fantasy battle units? Well, now you maybe will be. Okay. Problem with this guy, this miniature has been sitting in my shelf for so long that the, what's it called? The dust has been settling on so hard that I actually need to very properly brush this guy. Now that I'm seeing how bad it is, maybe I should have actually washed it beforehand. But I kind of did want to show off how incredibly dusty this miniature is before we get to painting. I could have won, but got smashed by a Hydra. Dang, I don't play with Slayers. And my Lord was not enough. Ah. That's unfortunate. The last battle that I had, and the one that I will try to make a battle report about, was an army of lizardmen, like an alliance of lizardmen and high elves against chaos. And our shtick was that we tried to bring as many monsters as we could. So it was a 4,000 point battle. So me and my friend had 2,000 point each. And I managed to just barely pack 2 dragons, a great eagle, as well as 2 chariots, one of them being a lion chariot. And he, of course, brought 2 Carnosaurs, a couple of Stegodons, a Bastiladon. So, yeah, we tried to really play the monster mash. And the thing that actually, like, did the most kills was definitely, like, Stampede. I don't know what's called in English, but yeah. Trick the Clown says, howdy. Hey, man. Knuckleland's super painful selling all the 10mm items I came across. I'm doing a melee-only run. Oh. Oh, for New Vegas. Yeah, right. Tricky, how you doing? We're just getting started with today's painting session. We've just completed our fan mail section. And by the way, how's the mic quality? I think I fixed the gain problem that we had the last couple of streams. Turns out Microsoft just, I don't know, I think they did an update, like in the middle of one of my streams for my mic and set the gain up automatically. I don't know how that could possibly have happened, but it did. So there we are. Sounds fine, just like usual, really? Bingo. Okay. That's what I hoped. Okay, today we will start with the crew, I think, and after that I'll try to paint the cannon rather quickly. Ooh. And yeah. Let's just see how it goes from there. If we can't finish these guys today, then you can already be sure to see them in a short in a couple of days. Sounds... okay, I read that one alright. Oh, you're right. Okay, yes, I need to look something up. I need to look up what the coat of arms of Nuln is. Because I've completely, like, I think there are 2 different versions of the coat of arms of Nuln. Because we've got, yeah, no, I do want the coat of arms of Nuln specifically. Nuln, there we go. Alright, bingo. Proceeds to reload a Snickers bar into a Glock 19. Yeah, the Fallout shenanigans. I recently stumbled across a video about a guy like loading 24 shells in a 6-round revolver. That was rather fun. Alright, this is the kind of coat of arms that we are working with today. If this is a little bit blurry, be assured that this is due to the actual picture and not the quality of my camera. A lot of black, some red in there. I kind of like this one on the right side. Like this one down here. Simply because we are dealing with an artillery crew. So this might be interesting. The Imperial Engineer School looks also not too bad actually though. This is the massive grenade launcher, holy shit. Hang on. There we go. Won't you make it fit to Stirland? No, because I think the most fun with like any fantasy army is like seeing a conglomeration of different houses and counties come together. And especially with the Empire, you have just so much choice and so much cool stuff that you can bring to the table. So I want to have at least one gun battery come from Nuln, where the best guns come from, of course. This is kind of cool. Imperial Engineer School. So this is not necessarily Nuln, though most of them do have the Nuln color scheme. Which means that I think I want to go with those guys. Yeah, roughly. So we've got red, black, some brown for the leather, of course, some white, and a light green maybe for the Cannon Master or something. That sounds good. So let's get to painting. Alright, haven't done a stream like this in quite a while. Hang on, let me just perform a magic trick. Wow. My flat is rather cold, and that's why I had a warm flask. A warming flask, a Wärmflasche under my shirt. But now it's actually getting... The more enthusiastic I become, the more, like, the warmer it gets. And that's not okay. Okay, there's a couple of different stuff that I want to do here. So, first of all... Oh, I'm quite zoomed out. First of all, I want to take care of this guy right here. Is it sharp? Yeah, roughly like this. First thing I want to do, of course, coat of arms. XV88 for the torso, for just his vest. Then red and black for his trousers. And maybe red again for his arms. Let's see if that works. Starting with some word bearers red and of course XV88. Let's shake this stuff and make it happen. Where is my... There it is. My handle. Ooh. Alright. Oh. Feels good to finally come back to some painting projects. I do have one more project coming that is, you know, painting related, but not miniature painting related. Not quite sure how exactly I wanna do that, but it is definitely coming because I think it's cool. And yeah. Maybe some other stuff as well, now that I have this cool small book. Yeah. Okay, any topics that I have to talk about painting related? Not really. I haven't really gotten to paint much so far this year, which is rather bad because the January is almost over. I've just been sitting. Well, first of all, the first 2 weeks of January I spent in bed. As you know, I was sick. And after that, ooh, that's actually a nice coverage. Great, perfect. Still got it, boys. As I was sick for like 1.5 to 2 weeks, which really set me back in my plans a whole lot. After that, I skipped a whole lot of university, simply because I'd rather spend my time getting my diploma done. That actually worked rather well. Here's some fun stuff coming eventually. Oh, there's some fun stuff coming eventually, isn't there, lad? Oh yeah. You're so right, Rice. I have actually, you know, I've planned a couple of very fun projects and very, very fun videos. Some rather large projects that will definitely turn into a series, but also some smaller videos that will be done in, like, you know, can be done in a single video. I just have to juggle some things around and make sure that I, you know, this year don't lose track of my diploma, which of course will have priority above all. Or rather, should have. And yeah. Also, if you want to do a collab on something like a history vid, hit me up. Been a while since I did content. I'm trying to get back into it. Oh, so you mean like a Warhammer history, or do you mean history in general? Because even in that regard, I do have something coming up that I'd really like to talk about after I found out about it. Maybe this arm. This arm will do red and the other arm will do white. Maybe that's the play here. Dorian Björnson, hello! Finding your streaming matches my hobby schedule? Well, the question remains who is accommodating whom, because I actually didn't change too much about my streaming schedule. Except for, you know, cutting back on it for this week and the next week. After that, I actually do have some rather large streaming sessions planned. Like, ranging over like another 24-hour stream, maybe 2 actually. Because I do have a lot of stuff planned that I need to do some loads of preparation for. And I thought, why not do that on streaming? Price Not Right saying, good evening everyone, how's it going? Wow, a lot of people here. A lot of familiar faces in familiar places. Howdy guys. Hopefully you'll still enjoy this knobhead talking about and painting some mediocre paint jobs on his plastic soldiers. Nah, I'm rather decent, ain't I? That I must say. Like, Warhammer history is like what you mentioned about the book. Ooh, okay. Yeah, sure. The thing is, I do have so many projects, like community projects even, coming right up. Even, I do want to show you how that is doing. The miniature that you guys bought for me. This is how he looks so far. And the reason I'm not getting that much done is because of the back of his wings. As this character is supposed to be a Slanesh miniature, I want to paint like some souls reflected in his wings as they are being basically stolen from the enemies he's killing. So we've got like, it's very abstract now, but I think you can see like some soul flames basically going on there. Very artsy, very free-handy, and that just takes a lot of time and some courage as well. That's why I've been putting this guy off to the side for now. Just heading home from work now to continue on my riptide. Finally my bus isn't late. Hey, let's go. Always so satisfying when the public transportation is actually transporting you when and where it should be. Nice, a riptide. I've seen a lot of Pacific Rim content back in my feed on Instagram and YouTube in general. And after seeing some very delicious offers on eBay, I actually had to pull myself together to not try and bid for them. Simply because, well, it would be rather irresponsible of me, wouldn't it? I do have enough projects to fill easily this and next year. And I can already tell you something very cool is happening. So at the end of this year, when I'm done with my diploma, very likely I'll have the time for 6 months to fully commit to YouTube as if it was my full-time job. Because, as you know, you probably know by now, I take this rather seriously and I would like this to be my job. But that, of course, takes a lot of work and a lot of effort. And for those 6 months, I actually have the chance, very likely, to simulate what that would look like. So there will be loads of interesting and big projects happening in those 6 months. At least that's the plan. Dude, you got better than we in Germany. Never seen a bus train here on time like ever. Yeah. It is rather shocking when it happens, isn't it? Alright. I think we're cooking here, guys. Sounds fun, lad? Yes! Though again, it is rather sketchy, because at the end of the day, it comes down to how much money I've got then, right? To just skip 6 months. But I'll just see to it. Even, you know, I won't leave YouTube. At least in the future as it is right now. Have I just stopped speaking English? Now I need some... Yes, some grey, some dawnstone. The local train company is like, no heat in the winter and no AC in the summer. Like, who would think to be cold in the winter? Yeah. My professor was late to today's lecture as well. Because as soon as one snowflake hits the rails, everything is getting derailed. At least metaphorically speaking. Probably combining YouTubing with other means of gathering income, painting minis, like working for painting contests or commissions. That would be of course be perfect. And of course, maybe, you know, as far as my diploma goes, I do have it set up in a way that it could potentially make money as well. And that, of course, is the dream setup, making money from, you know, YouTube and other art projects. That would be the dream. But of course, I don't delude myself. If I'm realizing that that is not gonna happen, or at least not anytime soon, then I'll, of course, get a job like everybody else. It's gonna be hard live, brother, but all fingers are crossed. Thank you very much. Yes, it is gonna be hard. I make myself no delusions in that. Though, you know. Would be nice, would be nice. Okay. So this leg right here that we're painting, at least up until this point, I think should be white. Just thinking of maybe I'll leave the arm black in the end. That would be... I think that would complete the Nuln aesthetic of black, red, white and a little bit of brown. At least as far as this guy goes. Gotta set up my printer now to print a little special thing I got on Etsy. Tarot-sized spell cards for D&D. Oh. And you print those, so you'll have them like in resin? That's cool. Hang on, where's the cable? Hang on, I need to dive down. R2 Luna just subscribed? Holy shit, on YouTube? Oh yeah. Thank you very much. That was lucky that I caught that. Hopefully you'll like it around here. Hang on. Hang on, I'll be right with your message. Very professional setup I've got here. Okay. I have a funny story though, about life works out in funny ways. Oh yeah? Please do tell. Or write it in the Discord, then I can get over it in like a one go. Maybe that's more productive. I don't know. Do whatever you want. I'm just starting out in this hobby and I came across your Lady Olinda video. Excellent work. Greetings from Mexico. Oh, thank you very much. Well, greetings back to you from Germany. Glad that you like that. Yeah, Lady Olinda. That video is definitely one of my all-time favorites in terms of like how it came out. The production value behind it, and of course the result for the miniature in general. Glad that you liked it. Thank you very much. My Halloween speed paints in general are really not that bad. I don't know what is going on with Halloween out of all holidays. That somehow every time back then I do lock back in. But yeah, thank you very much for subscribing. It really means a lot. Hope that you'll like it here. I post pics on Discord if I get them printed today. Oh yeah, sure, please do that. That sounds very cool. I've lost my gaming industry dream job 1 year ago because the company went bankrupt. Dang. I had to switch gears and start a new career since there's so much turmoil in the gaming industry. Oh yeah, the gaming industry is rough right now. I've been spending my time playing Highguard. Great game, guys. In all seriousness though, I do want to start... I do want to play Highguard at least once, you know? It is free, and the concept, as much as people say, you know, it is badly done, the concept itself still sounds so enticing that I will have a crack at it tomorrow with Feinrich. And, yeah, then I can make a more educated decision if that game is really that bad as it seems. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, you know... It did just lose 90% of its player base. So yeah. While I was looking for a teacher job, I tried to commission painting, but it didn't work out. I can't batch paint efficiently, so I was operating at a loss. Yeah. The worst thing that worst thing that I've encountered while batch painting is that even if you have like only a step that takes like 1 to 2 minutes, if the batch is big enough, that is still like an automatic 3 hours. Best example I have for that is a Cursed City that I painted. And that's like a crisp 60 miniatures. I had all of these miniatures painted and I was like doing great time. And the only thing left were the bases, because the bases I didn't do. I wanted to do at the very last moment, basically. And then I came to the bases at the very end, and I realized, oh, alright, this only takes like 1 minute to do. Like 1 minute to do the Stirland Mud, 1 minute to do the to do the details, 1 minute to do another thing. I mean, not paint the trim, but something else. But then I realized after 2 miniatures, shit. This really is just going to be a slog of 3 hours just to do the bases. Because there are no two ways about it, right? You have to do that. And yeah, just put on an audiobook and just pushed on through. But after finding my current job as a graphic designer and art teacher at the local schools, 12 schools? Hang on, what? You're an art teacher for 12 schools at once? Jesus Christ, dude. The management board learned about my passion for miniatures and now have 2.5 hours of dedicated time to teach children/teenagers how to paint miniatures, and I'm getting paid for by the municipality. That is so cool. That is actually such a cool story. So you could say I got to do another dream job instead. As Price Not Right is saying, that is actually so dope. I do have something very similar to that planned as well. Because as you know, I am studying graphic design myself, or rather illustration. And my plan is of course to make money with YouTube and my work as an artist after that. I don't want to disclose right now what that's going to be. But I do have an actual like proper money, you know, earning plan set up. And also I would like to have, after I'm done with my university, I would like to do a, I don't know how it's called in English, an Ausbildung, to become a art teacher as well. That should take, as a, sorry for another German word, a Quereinsteiger, that should only take me like about a year, at least so far as I've heard. And after that I can work as an art teacher at our local schools as well. So that is basically the game plan as it is right now. But yeah, very cool story. Started as a game designer, lost your job due to current turmoil in the gaming industry, tried to do commission painting, didn't work out, became an art teacher at around 12 schools, who learned of your passion for miniature painting, and now next to your job as an art teacher, you can actually teach children and teenagers how to paint their miniatures. That is so cool. That's pretty much, yeah, that's pretty much my dream job as well. So yeah, congrats, man. That's very, very cool. I'm glad you all are sorted out, lol. Here I am as a humble packer and shop assistant. Hey, man. You know, everything in due time. I've realized at a rather young age that I probably could find happiness in pretty much any job. You know, I've worked as a barkeep, I've worked as a, you know, quote-unquote sailor. At least for like river ships. And I've realized that I could become probably very happy in either of those jobs. But I've also realized that at the end of the day, I couldn't stop thinking about my art, like projects that I had in mind and the miniature projects that I had in mind. I was like, okay, if that's going to be like pretty much my entire free time anyways, I want to try to make it my job instead to, you know, see how that goes. 12 schools, it means that I have a few hours on each one per week. Okay, no, I thought so, but 12 schools is actually insane. Like the radius just, you know, I think my, actually? I think my hometown has 8 schools as well. Anyways, at least 8. At least 8 of those I know of. Huh. But still, you know? Have you got like 12 different like work contracts? Because that has to be a nightmare to sort out. Or is it all done by the municipality? Every job is important. We all saw which were the essential job a few years ago. Yeah. Yeah, that was just such a sham, wasn't it? God. I don't know. But yeah, you know, every job is important, and what I want to say is, in every job you can find basically happiness. And just because you have one job now that you're not necessarily happy with, doesn't mean you won't have another opportunity to do something else later. But yeah, again, as long as you're happy, Race, I think that's the main thing here. I mean, to be fair, right, those are all just dreams and cloud castles for me right now, right? Currently, I'm just a seasonal working art student, so I'm basically unemployed, but with a, you know, with a little star after it, linking to another explanation. So yeah, I'm unemployed plus, basically. I do have a plan, but, you know, who doesn't? I gotta see to it that this plan works out, and that will require a lot of effort, work, and dedication. All of which I think I've got. But it also comes down to time management, and I'm already behind schedule because I was sick and bedridden for 1.5 weeks, so that's not good. Speaking of those times, you all hear about that round 2 starting in India? What, round 2? Oh, a round 2 of COVID, you mean? I have heard something on the side, and I'm like convinced that if anything is going to happen, like if that strain for some reason would be worse than the first one, it's going to be a lot worse, because I think people are just so fed up by the overreaction of the government during the first time. That's all I want to say to that. I don't want to, you know... Funny of me to say after the last video I posted, but I try to keep politics out of this. But yeah. Sometimes I do have the urge to speak up. Speak up. Now I need some beige. Is this a pulver horn? Yeah, right? Hope it's not fungus. Oh, hell yeah. It always comes down to which sort of zombie it's going to be, right? If it's gonna be the Walking Dead zombies, oh, easy. If it's gonna be the Project Zomboid Sprinter zombies, then we're cooked. Well, they claim it doesn't have a known cure. Well, I mean, that doesn't have to be necessarily too bad, right? Lots of things don't have a cure, but you can have, like, either a vaccine or, you know, something else to stop it. I've once heard that in the 176 years that Bayer exists, so a great pharma company in Germany, in the 176 years of their existence, they haven't found a cure for a single disease. So they haven't rooted out a single disease. But yeah, you know. Let me tell you, hate is the most dangerous virus. Ain't that the truth? Coming back to this guy down here. So this is going to stay black. This is going to stay black. Oh, hey, hello. That startled me. This little bow down here, I think I want to have in green, like a very light poison green. And same with this cap. I want to have this, you know, strap around also be green. And yeah, that's going to be about it. So what do we want to do right now? I think I'll do just that. I just do the green. Hang on. There we go. I want to finish the rope on his back. Also, by the way, I got 2 months free YouTube Premium when I got some data, and oh my god, do I love it. Oh, hell yeah, that's nice. Yeah. Like, I played around with the idea of getting YouTube Premium for my girlfriend, but she was always like, oh, well, I don't need it, and every time we watched videos on her phone, it was like... I was like, damn, it's gotten that bad, huh? With ads. And especially if you're living, like, mostly with data, and not like a very stable connection, then yeah, those ads become exponentially more annoying. I definitely can't see that. So yeah, happy for you to have gotten that for free. No ads, I'm living their life right now. Oh yeah, definitely. That's just great. And also means, hey, the more the more you watch of me, the more revenue I get. Because YouTube Premium, you know, has a better source of like allocating funds, a more direct way. Another one, remember that when they first introduced YouTube ads since 17 years ago, everything was free back then? Yeah. Well, times change. The thing is, I do kinda get it. But on the other hand, I also, like, at the same time, I think, like, dang, they're really pushing the envelope with all of their ads. No, YouTube currently is ridiculous. Frank Harrigan, anyone? I really liked the story of Frank Harrigan, not gonna lie. He was also, like, in the first Fallout game, like, the clips I saw of him, he, of course, was, like, a menace, don't get me wrong. But at the same time, he was rather chill with his underlings, right? This one scene where he, like, slaughtered a civilian and then went to his buddies like, okay, guys, anybody hungry? Do we want to go to something eat now? Does anybody need a break? You know, some of that regard. And then, of course, the start of his monologue is so cool. You have gotten a lot farther than you should have. But then again, you haven't met Frank Harrigan. So cool. Very great character. I do think that like the lore for the first and second Fallout game were insanely good, as well as the voice acting, of course, you know. Where is your power armor? Such a good monologue. And you know that guy just, you know, a random unnamed voice actor who's probably been paid with like a sandwich and a beer for this fantastic performance. Very, very cool. Fallout 2 is the best Enclave characters. Oh yeah, I agree. Frank's voice makes me weak, not gonna lie. Yeah, they really did cook with the voice acting, not gonna lie. Very, very good. Are Fallout 1 and 2 rather stable on a modern rig? Because I know that 3 and New Vegas are not. You do have to put a lot of effort in to get them to be stable on like a modern computer to play well. Are they stable? Are they alright? Because I know that, you know, 3 and New Vegas are getting remastered. Are gonna be remastered, so it's going to be a lot better to play them. A lot easier. However, I know that Fallout 1 and 2 are never going to be remastered, because why would they be? Like, that's like a very niche audience for those games. Don't have any? You expect me to believe that, maggot? The truth is that you've lost an issued piece of army equipment, or something like that. I haven't heard that. I haven't heard those lines in a long while. But yeah. Anybody watch the Fallout show, by the way, in here? Because I've heard it is okay. I've seen very mixed reactions, especially now with the current season. I'm not gonna go into details for anybody who hasn't watched the newest episodes. But I've definitely seen some complaints, and I do, you know, they're not without reason. New Vegas on PC for some reason is cracked, but the Xbox 360 version is super stable, which I find hilarious. Yeah. I don't know what's going on there, but yeah. Probably something with like Microsoft shenanigans. That has to be the reason. Alright. Speaking about cracked, this paint job is coming along nicely. I need now some Buckman's Glow. Do I? No. I need some Night Quest of Flesh. Yes, of course. I'm actually a lot slower than I thought I'd be. Dang. How long have we been streaming? Oh, no, actually it's alright. I plan to stream till around like maybe 9 o'clock. 9 p.m. Then get back to my girlfriend. For her, it's exam season right now, so she's very, you know, very hard at work, very stressed out. I do want to make sure to give her some, you know, to now especially give her some attention. To help her through this trying time. Okay, hang on, I've read your messages. I'll get to them in a second. There we go. Okay. The Fallout show is meh, not gonna lie, it's got a lot of flaws, and it has way more of a comedy focus than I would have liked. It takes itself too seriously and not seriously enough at the same time. Yeah, that's what I think as well. I've seen some clips from that show, especially from the newer season. And like some clips are just like very heavily, you know, focused on the comedy. And other clips are very focused on the seriousness of the Fallout universe. So I think I do agree they should have went with either and not necessarily with both. I know that some fans say that this is, you know, true, a lot more true to the Fallout experience you have as a player. Though, I just find that hard to accept, you know? I'm just like, yeah, I get it in a way. But at the same time, I'm just like, well, an Amazon show shouldn't be addressed to just the player base of the game that it's adapting, but also just like the average viewer audience. I've been an old fan of Fallout, and I can say I've enjoyed the TV series. It looks like a 90s series sometimes, but you can't deny that was the case with most games either way. Yeah, sure. The 10mm pistol looks like ass too. It's by far the worst design of the franchise. I mean, is it at least as it is in the game? Because I've heard that Bethesda is definitely known for having ass pistol designs. The thing is, like, Bethesda is so cooking. Like, Bethesda is always cooking. Sometimes it comes out raw, sometimes it comes out very well done. So even in a way, you could cope and say, well, even the weakest points of the show are technically accurate to the Bethesda way of handling things. And that's what I think makes critiquing the show so frustrating, you know? Because there will always be some guy saying, oh, well, it's very accurate to the way that the games are as well, isn't it? And it's like, yeah, but you know, in some sorts, you can expect a little bit more of a quality assurance. Wonky in a way, or cheap, but the characters and what they add on top of the story is pretty on point. But definitely on the cheap side when it comes to special effects. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, they have a lot of very practical effects going on with all of the power armor and set design. At least in like some regards. So I do forgive a TV show if it doesn't have the best special effects. Hang on, I don't need any more of this color. And also, I'm sorry, but the Brotherhood of Steel portrayal irks me in the wrong way. Bethesda has the most ass weapon designs out of any franchise. Fallout 4 assault rifles, anyone? Yeah, and the Starfield weapons, I've seen a lot of memes about those as well. I don't know what's... But even then, you know what I mean? Like, even then you could say, oh, well, it's Bethesda, it's endearing in a way. And it's like, yeah, it is, you know, but we're not dealing with a small indie studio anymore. We are dealing now with a multi-million, multi-billion-dollar franchise. So, you know, it's like the same when Starfield came out. Like, yeah, it is wonky in like somewhat of an endearing way, but at the same time, like, come on, guys. Time to get with the time. I still pull Fallout 1 and 2 and Tactics out of my box classic every 4 to 5 years and replay the games. Oh, nice. Bethesda games are even more wonky than the TV series. I mean, sure. But nothing beats a nice, you know, wonky Skyrim play. And I do love all of the clips that come out of people playing the old games. And I think, like, you know, if a game is wonky, especially an old game, especially a Bethesda game, it's like, aw. But if a TV show it's wonky, it's like, ugh. It's like, meh. Okay, I do need to shake this a lot more. Hang on. Talking about it, should give that Fallout board game a look. Oh yeah, there is one, right? Huh. Don't get me started on Starfield, oh god, yeah. I think my biggest complaint about Starfield, I haven't played it, but I've seen like a lot of gameplay, and of course I've seen the reviews, and from that I of course have like my own viewpoint without having to played it. And I think the biggest thing for me, and that was like also huge cope from Bethesda, were the empty planets. I've seen that complaint, of course I'm not the first one to have that, and I won't be the last. But like, you know, the empty procedurally generated planets are, I think, a huge drawback. And of course all of the loading screens, that's also insane. Like the loading screens, I'm just like, okay, that's like a thing where you have to say to Bethesda, guys, get with the time, that is unacceptable. And the... what am I doing? I think I can leave this guy to the side for a second and take another guy. And the loading screens, yeah, the loading screens I think is a technical difficulty where you can go to Bethesda and say, hey guys, that is just ass. It's 2025, 2024 when it came out, I don't know. So we can expect something more. And the, what's the other thing? What did I say? Oh yeah, and the empty planets, I'm just like, okay, that's just bad game direction. Like, hey, that's unacceptable. And then I saw the cope. Was it Todd Howard himself who said that? I'm not sure anymore. But one of the Bethesda Starfield developers were like, well, space in real life is empty as well, and you've never seen an astronaut complain about space being boring. And I'm just like, bro, that's the lamest cope ever. Like, what? That is such cope. But yeah. Also, not gonna lie, I really want to get proper into art and animation. God, one of my dreams is to have my own little series story finally be materialized. Oh yeah. I'm very, very, you know, glad and, I'm very, very glad and thankful that I'm privileged enough to kinda am now in a spot where I can do that. I can actually materialize my own thoughts in an artistic manner and present them, because that is, in a way, you know, at the end of the day, my art diploma. And that's why I also really have to lock in for my diploma. A vampire twink will see the indie scene one day. Vampire, what's his name? The actor of Paul Atreides in Dune. Forgotten his name. But yeah. I do also want to do a lot of stuff, and I do waste a lot of time. I think I could do more. Even like without dialing back YouTube, I think I could do more on my diploma. And that's why I think I have to really lock in now. And make the most out of my time that is given to me. And I'll talk more about that in a video that will come up in possibly a week or two. Probably 2 weeks. I'll probably have it finished in like the next week and upload it the week after that to give myself a little bit more breathing room. Ah, content creation pipeline. Yep. Ba-ba-ba. Just overbrushing to keep the nice indents, I say, just as I cover up the indentations on these trousers. Isn't it cool to think that back in the day people really walked around with this stuff on? I think that's always cool. I recently had like a documentation, like a short snippet of it, where they said like, oh yeah, the redcoats, you know, the army of the Renaissance, and later that you see, like, for example, with, oh, it's later than Renaissance, but, you know, the armies of Napoleon, they're always portrayed in, like, very nice, bright colors, very, you know, disciplined and amazing. And the truth behind that is that the conditions of your average soldier in the 1800s was very bad. Like, the way they had to sleep like as it was described to me, was horrid. Just under the stars with whatever they can find to lay on. No time to wash yourself, no time to, you know, have a bath and clean yourself. It was a very dirty experience to be an army in those a soldier in those armies. Sorry. Random off-topic vent. Jesus Christ, why are drone flutes so rare and expensive to find? Drone flutes? What's that? I don't even know what that is. I think I can keep the, you know, his shirt black as well. I'll go back in with gray to highlight it a little bit more. But I think I'll do that off stream because that's going to be very finicky. Okay. And I am also rather tired. After all, I did stay up till 1 AM yesterday. I need to wake back up at 7 today? Yes. No.
I heard that.
Okay, it was rather more like 12.
Sure.
No, I am. No, it was. But yeah, what is a drone flute? I say, trying to distract from the topic. Yeah, I do have also, of course, a master plan for all the things that I want to paint this year. As I said at the beginning of the stream, of course, the demon engine from Nobody is high on that list. But before we come to that, I do want to get some practice with my airbrush first to make sure that his miniature is getting the best coat imaginable. Like the best that I can offer right now. And that will hopefully speed things up right along, because I don't want to take another half a year for a viewer-submitted project. That would be rather bad. Rather unprofessional. Hello, Mrs. Art. Mrs. Art? Not so far. Drone flutes are those Native American style flutes that feature 2 to 3 barrels, basically on one side being a flute, the other being a closed barrel, giving a stable drone tune. Oh. You only sing on one of the barrels while the other two sustain the same note and complement your tune. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Never heard of those. Native American, you say? My dear?
Yeah?
Have you ever heard of a drone flute? A Native American flute with multiple barrels?
What?
Okay, never mind.
I don't think I did.
Alright. My girlfriend hasn't heard of it. And as she is studying music, that of course means that it isn't real. You are kidding me right now. I'm joking. Guess we have to look it back up then after the stream. Alright. Let's zoom in a little bit more. Yeah, if you need some pointers with the airbrush, send me a quick note in Discord. I'm more than happy to help. Thank you. But actually, there is no need. I have a friend who has loads of experience with his airbrush, and he has the same compressor that I do. So I'll just contact him. He's also rather close by. So that's not gonna be a problem. But thank you very much anyways. I made my own flute a while ago, but a drone flute is a bit out of my skills. I'll send you some examples over Discord. Oh yeah, please do. Please do. I like to sing on my drone flutes when I go hiking because I won't carry my miniatures to the top of the mountain to paint them. Fair. If I was to ever figure out how these YouTubers who do these like live stream, you know, and city walking streams are doing it, how they get like such a stable connection, I was thinking about like maybe once hiking into nature and just painting a miniature there, streaming that, or at least filming that. I think that could be fun. But yeah, all of those ideas have to be realized at a different date, because I do have so many cool projects planned for you guys, you won't even know what will hit you. Higher quality, higher interest. It's going to be so fucking good this year. Oh yeah. And for the past 4 months, I've actually been able to almost very like completely upload every single day, except for the 2 weeks where I was bedridden. I didn't have anything, you know, planned for those times prepared. Durin, you have a drone flute, says Rice. Oh yeah. I was thinking about the same thing. I was like, dang, what a surprise to see 2 people on completely different ends of the world not only know about the same piece of instrument, but actually own it as well. I'm just like, dang, okay. But yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff coming. With more content also, I can give you that warning right now, will come a bit more experimentation to just see if, you know, certain stuff is cooler than, or maybe more successful than how I did things usually. I won't, of course, change the vibe of the channel too drastically, don't worry about that. But I do want to try some different stuff. And, yeah. Hopefully you'll like what will come of it. I will, of course, always pursue the highest quality that I can get. But sometimes, especially with the shorts, I can't always assure that. Because with shorts, like the frustrating thing is, I very distinctly remember spending an entire day editing one specific short. For it to only get like, I don't know, a couple of views. And I was like, alright, I'm not taking that gamble again. With long form videos it's different, there I'll always pursue the highest quality. But with shorts, sometimes I'll just be like, ah, okay. Just do them to get more breathing room. Alright. That looks rather nice. Don't you agree? I have 3 flutes. 1 normal, 1 double, and 1 triple. Alright. Flute is such a cool and accessible instrument. It feels like a shame not to learn it. Oh, really? No, you don't have mine now. Oh yeah, please send pics in Discord. That would be so cool. Give us some sound checks too. Next time I'm not sure which channel to use to send pics of them. Good question. Maybe Stream Parade? Hang on, let me open Discord. Have a look myself. Don't always remember all of the different channel names. Inquisitor has written here, of course. Then what have we got here? Common Speak, maybe Common Speak as well. I think that would be fun. Yeah, either Stream Parade or just Common Speak. I think it's fine for you to send the pictures over there. I uploaded my first short in years. I got 90 views within the first day. Nice. I'd like to have a look at that at the end of the stream if you don't mind. If it is Warhammer related, that is. Would be kind of fun to check that out, wouldn't it? Darren, you could just ask Inquisitor on the Discord channel which channel you can use. Yeah. I mean, I'm here as well. You can just ask me as well. And I think, again, Stream Parade or... What did I say? Stream Parade or... Common Speak? Yeah. Okay, there we go. The boots, of course. Brown. Nice, rich leather. But yeah, that's not too bad. Especially depending on the kind of short. I love the randomness of shorts sometimes because you really don't know what will pop off and what won't. And, you know, I did say this in the last stream, how one of my shorts that I picked, that I, you know, put out, Like, the shorts all became like 1,000 or 2,000 views, all back to back every day. And then one day YouTube was like, nah, fuck this guy. And that short got like 3 views. Like, literally free. Not just like me being hyperbolic to describe a low amount of views. No, free. So when you look at my shorts, you have like 1,900, 2,400, 1,800, free. 2,600. So then it is back to normal. And I'm just like, what happened there? Alright. There's also the Others Workshop channel. Oh yeah, sure. That would be more fitting, no? I don't actually know what's happening in the Others Workshop. Good question. Yeah, no, you're right. Others Workshop probably. Yeah. Which flute sounds best? Oh yeah, I've seen that one. That short. But yeah, the Others Workshop, I think you're spot on, Royce. Yep. Or is that... No. There we go. I think by the rate I'm going right now, I think I could be happy to just get the base colors done before my time runs out. Well, just is what it is. The next stream will probably be on another Thursday, not a Tuesday. Simply because, once again, you know, it is a very trying time for my girlfriend right now. Do want to make sure she's well taken care of. So either on Thursday or the weekend next week. I'll keep you up to date in Discord. I don't know what wheel painting. Possibly some Curse City. Possibly a Stormcast Eternal. Probably not Darktide. Not so far. Not gonna lie, I'm feeling very lazy and tired. This week has been ridiculous. True that, brother, says nobody. Yeah, haven't really been that productive either. But you know, sometimes you have those weeks. Actually, sometimes when I realize, you know, sometimes I have days where it really is just really hard for me to get motivated to do some work other than the stuff that I'm obliged to do. So like, of course, university, and like when it's the season again, like in the summer season, of course, work in general, regular work. That of course I can't skip. But like the other stuff, sometimes, for me at least, it is just better to basically let those days pass without forcing myself to work on my art and university homework, to basically build up motivation and hunger to get back to it. So for example, anytime there are holidays coming up, I'm usually extremely laser focused into creating YouTube content before the holidays so I can enjoy the holidays, which always leads to some sort of a small burnout. But on like day 3 of the holidays of not painting Warhammer and not creating YouTube, I've got that itch back in my fingers to get back to my editing table basically, and painting table. Alright. And Durin Björnsson has put on his flutes. Oh yeah. Oh wow. That looks great. Hang on. Let's have a look at those, won't we? Bam. How do I do this? Just like that. There we go. Hello. Those are some nice ass flutes, man. Oh yeah, this is the thruple barrel one. Triple barrel. Okay. Dang. Okay. I'm always really like, I remember when I was like, which musician is just learning the flute, right? Just the flute? Because I was like, okay, well, you know, simple flute like this one over here. Like, how fancy can you really get with it? But then I learned about all the other types of flutes, and I've suddenly had a lot more respect for musicians who do that. This also looks insane. Very, very cool. Also, hang on. What's that up here, huh? Are these the new Necron boxes? Hang on, there's some Necrons over here. This looks like the new set from GW. This I can't tell. This up here. What is that? What is that weapon? I'm almost no, those are more Necrons. This is a Necron weapon down here. Alright. These are the new Necron boxes, are they not? Close that, close that. Alright, back to painting. Wow, okay. How much time do we have left? 50 minutes, okay. I think after this guy I'll just paint the cannon then, just to make sure that the main attraction of today is finished as well. Alright. This time I'm using Bugman's Glow though. I think it's nice if there are like small differences in the hue of the skin for these guys. Oh yeah. As far as the, you know, coat of arms go that these guys are rocking, you know, the black, red and yellow, white, or gray as it is right now, it's very cool. I like it. I think Nuln was definitely a good choice. I know back in the day I painted an artillery crew with great cannon for one of my friends, for JD. And that one was rather bad. I spray painted them white. So I started with a white primer. And then tried to do basically that the paint do the shading. Basically do contrast before contrast was a thing. And it just turned out really, really badly. And similar to the last shot that I put out, now that paint job is so old that it always bothers me to look at it. But at the same time I don't want to change anything about it because I'm just like, eh. This is personal painting history right there. Can't just go ahead and change that. There we go. Do we see a little bit of his neck? Not really. No, that's part of his garment, I think. Not gonna lie, I haven't painted anything in over a month. I've been stuck 3D printing miniatures to the kids I've been convinced to start miniature games. So I guess I gotta be done with that first. Fair enough. There you got me, getting back into 40k with the new Necrons. Bingo, let's go. Though I think you did say that in the reveal stream that Heinrich and I had last week. Last week? Or the week before? Yeah, the weekend before, I think. So yeah. Maybe I should draw a bit. Hey, also cool. I definitely need to do both. I need to do more miniature painting, more drawing. There's so much stuff that I need to get to. More writing. My stories. More with my girlfriend. I haven't done a personal model project for roughly 6 months now, to be honest. Well, I mean, you've done commissions, right? That's also... I'd consider... Though, I do get what you mean. I haven't really had a personal miniature project as well, apart from maybe this High Elven character that I've gotten from eBay a couple of years ago. I'll make a similar short about him as I did the army standard carrier. Whoops, sorry. As I just basically updated him to my wishes. A little bit more radical than I would have done otherwise with an old miniature. But this guy I've gotten from eBay, so I, wasn't as attached to a paint job that I didn't like anyways. So, good care. Alright, let's do this. Let's get a big brush. And first, I think I want to start with some dark brown. I don't have dark brown, so I've got to mix it up on my palette first. Just some regular acrylic black and a little bit of Mornfang brown. That is a lot of black. Hang on. Don't want to, come that heavy right off the gates. But yeah, doing a personal miniature project for yourself, even if it's just like one miniature, it just always feels just so good. I remember after a long time of painting commissions myself, like back to back to back, it felt so good. I show him on stream every couple of months, I feel like. But it felt so good just putting 3 hours into a single poxwalker just to him perfect to my vision. That was so good. Oh, felt so nice. I still remember that one, and it's already been like 2 years or 3. So there we go. Here we go. But yeah. Ah, cannons, man. Artillery really is the bane of the High Elves, or at least how I used to play them. Now I've gotten a lot more creative with the strategies, which has yielded a far better victory to lose ratio for me, but yeah, back in the day I was a coward. And cowards who stand back just get gunned down by superior artillery, just as it is. Still had a surprisingly good victory rate. Not gonna lie, being single again gets very lonely nowadays. Think this stream helps a little. Dang man, you're single again? Oh, I didn't know. Rices. Sorry to hear that. Condolences from my girlfriend. I guess that didn't work out then with the long distance relationship. Ah man, sorry to hear that. In that case, I gotta stream more. Keep you more company. And I will do in February. There'll be a lot more streaming content as far as I'm, as far as I've got everything planned. But yeah, I can imagine. Just a lot of very dark brown. Yeah, it happened on the 4th, the day before I went back to work. Didn't even give me the respect to tell me in person. Oh, no, that sucks. Dang, man. If you don't tell a message like that in person, like that's... ugh.
Wait a second, she quit OSX?
Yeah. Apparently. The first girlfriend of my brother did the same thing. That really is like not the cordial thing to do. Yeah, that sucks big time. Sorry to hear that. Yeah, getting broken up over text is just... The thing is, like, I get why people would do it, but yeah, it's just still so disrespectful. Not even like necessarily disrespectful, but a little bit like not the most cordial thing to do. Had a full mental... Yeah, okay. 2 times a way to hate me. Dang. But yeah, I can imagine that. Especially if stuff like that just comes out of the blue. The lesson learned from this commitment is it's not something to be given out easily. Yeah. The hardest things after those, like, people always, I think, lay a lot of attention to how hard it is to be able to trust, you know, another person after something like that. But personally, I think the hardest thing really is to be able to trust yourself in your judgment after something like that happened. Because of course, you know, something like that never really comes expectedly. So, getting yourself together to a point where you can judge your own, where you can trust your own judgment again, that's, I think, is a very overlooked and yet very important part. All I can say is, like, you know, it'll suck for a bit. For some it does longer than others. I'm more of the longer sucking guy. Sulking guy. But it'll get better. After 10 years of marriage, both options sound good at this point. Enjoy your alone time while you can. There's a good to be found in any life situation. The last part I do, you know, it's not all doom and gloom being alone and single, of course. It does take some adjustment, though.
What did you say?
Hey, what am I supposed to say? Like, oh, you're single now? Now your days will be spent sulking in the corner? Like, no.
I'm just teasing you. I know what you mean. You were straight up a workaholic. Right?
Yeah. I was like the biggest workaholic
You still are, but
in class.
working and loving.
Yeah. But again, she broke up with you over text. You didn't lose a partner. You got rid of a problem. Dang, Duran Björnson.
For real.
Spitting bars. Holy shit. But yeah. No matter how you spin it, of course, it's not a, you know, it's not good, but it also isn't as doom and gloom as it might appear at first. It is also very fresh, though, so I do get it. I do really get it. Not to dwell on it too much, though, you know. As the saying goes, if a door gets closed, another one opens. Yeah, it sucks now, but in all honesty, it's just not worth it for me anymore. I've been around this enough to know that spending too much time sulking isn't healthy for me. It isn't healthy for anyone, and that's a good thing to say. You know, a good conclusion to take away from it. Don't deny yourself the sulking time, because the heart does need some time to get over it. But, you know, after it's done, it's done. I spend way too much time sulking myself over some things. But in the end, you know, I thought it wouldn't get better at all. I completely gave up on trying to date and stuff. And then my current girlfriend came into my life, broke down the walls that I had raised.
Girlfriend?
What?
What do you mean with current girlfriend?
The girlfriend I have currently, like,
Yes.
like my girlfriend,
Uh-huh.
my one and only, the one and only love of my life,
Yeah, I think that's
broke down the walls that I had raised up. So the only message I could take away from that was like, you know, God works in mysterious ways. Hard times never last, only hard people last. Why other? As a what? Don't you get the reference, my dear? Hang on, I have to actually say it in his accent. Hard time never lasts. Only hard people last. Yeah, the only girlfriend right now, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. Still, that sucks. It sucks for now, but it will get better. You know, that's of course probably not the only one who has told you that. But you know. it will get better, and as Duran said, basically, there might be other opportunities that you now have that you wouldn't have before. Secret is to be socially active, yeah, in those times. Yeah, I think there's a time for both, though. I definitely know that, at least back in the day, there were times where, you know, stuff just hit hard, and I just want to hide away, have some time for myself before I could get back out there. I think there's definitely a time and a place for both. The thing is not to just to not overdo it with anything. Everything in Maßen, as we say in Germany. But yeah. What's going on with the music? Hello? Okay. Maybe going to a bar with some acquaintance tomorrow. Hey, let's go! Just to chill and experience a new environment, so we'll see. Oh yeah, definitely do that. Hell yeah. That's the right thing to do. Okay. Hey, when you're ready for trying to meet someone new, my cheat code to a woman's heart was holding tea parties at my own place.
And food. You gave me.
And food.
Oh, and absolute gorgeous octopus.
Maybe I should not mention the last part.
It was golden and it glittered.
Oh yeah, of course. Okay.
It was gorgeous and yummy.
I gave her a very great tea, made of very nice food, and also some very nice alcohol as well.
You have to describe that the name. Name is also
Rice can cook. Let's go.
nice.
Keep cooking, man.
Very nice. Keep cooking for other people. Invite them to the tea party.
Again, when it's time again, definitely do that. Okay, for the canon, just to quickly go back into, you know, painting related topics, do you think we should go with a light orangey bronze or a darker bronze? What do you think? Yana got my hands on some old metal Imperial Guard models. Dang, I'd like to give a Commissar Yarrick to the channel. Dang, man, that's too much. I can't accept all of that. You already sent me so much stuff. Of course, you know, I would be open to paint him if you'd accept him back. Though Commissar Yarrick is such a rare model, though, before you do any in that regard, you know, look deep inside, ask your heart. And no, I know, I'll send him back to you. But again, you've already sent in so many miniatures for the channel. And especially with Yarrick, again, it is a rare model currently. So, you know, look deep into your heart before you do any of that sort. But again, for the canon, are we feeling more of a dark brass or more of a light bronze? What do you think? Light or dark? Make a video or two on it? I mean, yeah, sure, that would be the plan, definitely. Also, not gonna lie, I'm interested in meeting a Taurus woman. What? That's what an R is, which should have been compatible with my Gemini, but... Oh no. He's completely lost. He's lost it, guys. He's speaking in signs. He's speaking in tongues. Well, that was a cancer, that's all. Use it in a few games, so hell yeah. I don't have an orc player though. My friend JD actually sold his... Oh no! Heinrich actually is collecting orcs right now. We could actually do something like that. Yeah. Let me think on that. Dark brass in my opinion. Rice has spoken. We're going with Balthasar bronze. Balthasar gold, sorry. The darkest brass that I have in my arsenal. Okay, I'm definitely open to do that, yeah. Hey, what can I say? Astrology is interesting lately because of my Swedish friend who's studying in university. Oh. I mean, sure. And I mean, you know, I'm just memeing, kinda. I think astrology is also kinda neat. I, you know, held astrology and, you know, the signs to a very high degree. I held it in very high esteem. I loved reading about what the week had in it for me in those weekly horoscope readings. That was like so cool. I really like that. And I think, you know, I mean, they're of course worded in a way that it is quite vague. But to me, they always came pretty true. So yeah, can't say. Do I believe in astrology? Not really. I just think it's interesting in a spiritual sense. Oh yeah, fair enough. Again, I believed in it very, rather strongly, yeah. And I don't, you know, as funny as the meme is, I don't actually, you know, judge people who are believing in it strongly. Only if these people start to overdo it, you know? There is definitely a part in astrology where it's basically racism, but with star signs, basically. Which can be funny, but also, you know... don't know what it is. And your friend is studying astrology? Really? I didn't even know you could do that. Yes, Jan, celestial racism is a real thing. Of course it's a real thing. Celestial racism is what we do in Warhammer. Oh no, that's space racism, sorry. Great fun. Maybe I should have painted the cannon first before I painted the wooden stuff around it. Well, the wooden frame. Can't do anything about it now. Lamau. But yeah, again, you can study astrology at university? I didn't think so. Never thought so. Astronomy, though, you know, that makes sense. But astrology? That got a lot of love out of you? Bingo. Nice. Hell yeah. Okay, and there we go. Cannon is so far not looking too bad. Now we only have to apply the lead belcher. And looking at all of those details right now, I'm thinking, holy shit. Maybe this cannon's actually taking longer than I thought. Dang, I really thought I could finish the whole crew and artillery on stream today. Dang. I even just planned 2 hours, and then 1 hour for the unpacking. Oops, sorry. Also, not gonna lie, I'd love to do voice acting again. I'd love to actually practice singing. Nice, so those are some pretty good plans, yeah. My voice acting project, unfortunately, is laying on ice right now. You have to see if I can come back to that later. Though, even if, you know, GW's lawyers would not be breathing down my neck, I'd probably still lay it on ice because my diploma, it's got nothing to do with it, so I gotta focus. Okay, there we go. Nice. My throat singing is getting a bit better nowadays. Oh, hell yeah. Are you doing the UVU? Mongolian throat singing. Hell yeah. Okay, let's take a smaller brush and some lead belcher. that should be the right thing to do. Are we done with the Balthasar gold, though? Quite sure. I'm gonna do the I'm wondering if we should maybe do like these parts in Balthasar gold as well. I think yeah. Let's try it. If it's not to our liking, then we'll just paint with lead belcher over it. I think I want to have this cannon be rather dark. And having these large parts be lead belcher, I think would make it too, like, would make it stand too much out too much. There we go. The hue mentioned? Hell yeah. Whoop, whoop. Whoop. There. Throat singing? Are you doing like a music major? That's why I like Chaos. They don't pretend to be good guys like all the other bad guys. Hey, some Chaos factions really do just know that they just wanna see the world burn. The thing is, I think there's actually a good chance that Chaos is actually my least favorite faction, 40k, memes aside. Simply due to the fact that as Duran put it, they just wanna, you know, fuck shit up for the sake of fucking shit up. Very similar to the Drukari, but the Drukari at least do it because otherwise their souls would be damned. And Chaos is really just doing it for the love of the game. Now I think with the Orcs, who are also just having war for the love of the game, it's a little bit different. Because they at least have like some short-term goals as well. And they would just, you know, bash each other's heads in if they can as well. I don't know. They're at least enjoying their time. With Chaos, I think it's just too much walking on eggshells all the time. Because you need to make sure that your subordinaries or higher-ups are not just going to betray you to further their own goals. That's not really happening with the Orcs. Or like, the Orcs at least do it for fun as a sport. Whereas Chaos, you know, your plans actually do get messed up if your subordinate tries to murder you in your sleep, right? Trying to get my bass tones practiced at the moment. Oh yeah. Nice. That is indeed based. Okay. Now it's time for some lead belcher. I know there are some parts where I messed up a little bit, but that's okay. I'ma do those when I want to. I should rewatch Blark and Son. Oh. That says nothing to me. Blark and Son. Oh. There we go. Just the parts of an artillery. I think painting like, you know, stuff like this is, you know, fun. Hot takes right now, I know. It's fun for the reason that you can just chill and completely go AFK basically in your mind. Either listen to an audiobook or actually be left alone with your own thoughts. You know, stuff like this is always helpful when you just want to relax after a long day. And, you know, I don't want to really think about color schemes and, you know, the way I want to paint my individual soldiers. I just want to paint something to get my mind off of things. So you pick up an artillery piece like this, or, you know, something with equivalent repetitive details. And just relax. Paint these things, you know exactly where the paint needs to go. You know exactly what you need to do. So you just can go full autopilot on this stuff. You know what makes the... Okay, surrounded by shit that... Yeah. I get that, man. Oh, I get that. What a bitch move. Oh yeah. Again, breaking up via text is just so distasteful, to put it lightly. By the way, who of you guys said that there was nothing interesting in the new reveals, in the new preview that they had 2 weeks ago? I think it was Matt or someone who said that there was nothing in for him, or like not as loaded, and I think I kind of agree, but watching that stuff back right now, you know, trying to have a look at the miniatures after the whole Femtotis controversy, there was some very cool stuff, especially the Red Corsairs. I thought they were dope, man. Definitely triggering my instinct of, oh, I need this. When it comes to Games Workshop miniatures. Definitely a project for far later. I think I'm probably gonna pass out as soon as the stream is done. You're that tired, man? Fair enough. Well, then I would suggest you making yourself comfortable, because I'm gonna stream till 9 PM, and that's in 15 minutes roughly. So yeah, look for a comfortable place to pass out. Don't want to wake up with strained muscles in the morning. Stiff neck. Can you see what I'm doing? Oh yeah, okay. I remember when I last went through a very rough patch. That was before me and my girlfriend were together. My solution was alcohol. Not the healthiest thing to do, but it helped. Not that I'm recommending that stuff. I definitely don't, because that can be a slippery slope if you're not used to it. But hey. Brother, you try moving several 25 to 35 kilos back and forth for a week and not get tired? Yeah. No, I get that. That is ass. I actually do have a little, you know, a bowl with some candy bars set up next to our door, because we have been ordering quite a lot of stuff from Amazon lately, to just improve our, you know, flat. We actually do try, my girlfriend and I, to get as much away from our phones as possible. So instead of just setting an alarm on our phone, we actually bought like a small alarm clock. Instead of always setting timers, we bought ourselves a small, you know, egg watch, I think. You know, these egg timers that you can set for like 55 minutes at the longest. All analog, all mechanical, to get away from our screens. And all of that, you know, has me feeling quite bad for all of the postmen who have to come up here, because this house is on a small hill and has been snowing for ages now. So yeah, we set up a small snack station for these postmen to take some, you know, candy for their service. Just feel bad otherwise. That's very based and good pilled. Well, you know, try to be. Especially, you know, during these times where I'm just sitting home most of the time. Writing, painting, sketching. Finishing my diploma. I wish there was like an option where you could tell your local post office like, hey, there are probably going to be a lot of packages arriving for me next week. If you want, you can just collect all of them for like a week, and then bring them to me as in like bulk. In bulk, so I don't have to do the trip, 5 times a week or something. I don't know if that would make things easier, but Jen being a great role model as usual. I just talked about how I drowned my sorrows in alcohol. Didn't you listen? If so, that's good. The thing is, I did also think about, what if everybody would do that? Then I think I as a postman would get like... I'd put up some weight really quickly if everybody that I brought packages to just gave me a candy bar. But yeah, I just thought it would be neat. And also, just a small personal lore bit, I did partake back in the day in the Fridays for Future demonstrations. And so I know all about that stuff, and my old activist self scolds me every time I order a lot of stuff from the internet. But I'm just like, I'm living in the middle of nowhere. Well, not the middle of nowhere, but I'm living in a, as we say in Germany, ein kleines Kaff. There's nothing. I'd go to the store and buy it, but there is no store around. The next general store is 2 towns over. The next specific store is like a city over, 30 minutes away. The what now? I live in a very small village. I don't know what the what would the English word be for cat? AW, ADW? No. No, I don't live in a dump. What? I also don't live in a hole. Rural town? Yeah, I guess you could say rural town. Like a small rural village, like an old mining town. Stuff like this. There's not much going on here. Very peaceful, very nice. If it wouldn't be for the goddamn autobahn going straight behind my village, behind my flat. Otherwise than that, it's very peaceful and calm. Oh yeah, of course, the Arsch der Welt. Yes, yes, yes. In the States, we call that backwater dump. Backwater dump, yeah, of course. I live in a place where the average age is like 59, and it's only that low because I live here, and my girlfriend lives here too. So a lot of pensioners and old people around. But yeah. Do you want a candy bar from Sweden? Sure. Why not? Do you want to send it to my PO box? Yeah, I mean candy bars can't really go bad, can they? I mean, even if so, the best time would be right now, when everything is cold. Even the post office and the post wagon are cold. Awesome, so you'll hear random loud cars on occasion. On occasion, all the time. Though it is not that bad. We do have like one of these walls put up. So it isn't that bad. It's like a little bit also sunken into the ground. So they do try to keep the noise pollution at a minimum. But, how can I best describe it? It is not really annoying on an hour-to-hour basis. But every time, you're done with work and just want to open the window, especially in the summer, then you'll notice it, right? And when you're back at, like, for example, my parents' place, and then you'll notice as well. Because we live on the outskirts of a rural town. So the only noise pollution we have is like when the cows are on the field, basically. So yeah, that is peace and quiet. And after I'm back from my parents, then I realize how loud the Autobahn is. I have room, yeah. Yeah. But again, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. Could be way worse. And of course, the German engineering takes care of the rest. The windows are quite well isolated against sound. Quite alright, at least. Though there is some shit going on with the insulation as well. Flat has some moisture problems, which isn't the healthiest thing to have. And I did recently write an email to the Mieterschutzbund to ask for a surveyor to maybe come and have a look at it, because my landlord is saying that's my fault for not airing the flat out enough. It's not like I tried to fight this problem for the last 3.5 years, but okay. Who cares? Small town problems. Not really that bad. Okay, I'll present you the cannon from this side. I think that's the, you know, if I want to make a video about it, I can just do it from this side. Can still show it from here. And this is the side that I want to present you guys, showing that yes, we did achieve some cool stuff today. This is one of the crew members. This is the other one of the crew members. Hang on. One of the guys. Very basic for now. I'll do the rest in a small short, I think. And of course we have this guy. Now this guy is a little bit more interesting. Looks good, thank you. Again, only the base colors for now. But I think we did get a little bit further. Probably would have gotten everything done, at least the base colors, if we didn't have the fan mail section. However, the fan mail section was very, very cool and interesting. I've been excited to open these boxes for weeks now. Finally, I've gotten to it. Ah, great stuff, great stuff. Can't wait to paint these guys. I like the striped pants guy. Oh yeah. Yeah. He's going to be very cool. Like, once I get the details done and all the colors more vibrant, and especially the shirt sorted out, that's going to be a lot of fun. Alright. We've been streaming for roughly 2.5 hours, which I think is a good time to finish it. Whew, I do feel quite tired as well. Okay, guys. Thank you very much for coming along. I hope you liked the first painting stream of the year. I'm very happy to finally have this guy sitting on my desk. I'll get to him as soon as I can. There's loads of content coming up, loads of cool videos, loads of long form, loads of short form, loads of streams. It's a little bit like an avalanche, so I need to get some momentum, but once it's going, it'll be going for the rest of the year, and I hope you'll like what I'll do. Have a nice evening, guys. Thank you for coming. Have fun tomorrow at the bar, Rice. And I'll do research tomorrow on sending something your way. Oh well, I'll be excited to see it. And yeah. If you want to get into contact with me, be sure to just send me a PM on the Discord or just use the common speak. And yeah, have fun with your own projects, have fun painting, take very good care of yourselves. Incoming Manta? Oh no. Bye bye.